Okay guys, we have to talk. Remember this? Yeah, me too. Anyway, that was 1 year ago and I had grand plans for 2023, but 2023 had other plans, I guess, so let's talk about it. If you're new here, hi, I'm Shaiyeh and I make stuff and I like to sit down here every now and then and talk about it. Welcome! Grab yourself a project or something to snack on, or both, and join me while I forgot my project, and join me while I crochet and talk about what became of my 2023 Make 9 list. So what I am working on today is I've just started a new project that I don't really know what it will grow up to be, but I have a bunch of this beautiful yarn and it is very variegated and I thought I would make some squares out of it. So that is what I am currently working on. So yeah, let's work on stuff together while we talk, while we have a chat. So my 2023 Ravelry queue, let me actually just pop you down there so you can see that I am actually also working. First of all, I have to say I have been very out of the loop with Ravelry and like Ravelry releases and all of that over the past year. The new things released to Ravelry that I have kept up with are things I have actually tested, like this jumper by Kelsey Garner. This is the Chain Oblivion. It is gorgeous. I love it. Anyway, I will link the pattern down below. But yeah, that's sort of like the only stuff I've kept up with are things I've randomly found or friends have made and released on Ravelry. And of course the Stephen West MCal, but that's a yearly thing, so I always know about that one and when it comes out. So that has been the few things I have found and kept up with on Ravelry. I did have a long break from crafting in 2023. I was just in a place where I didn't want to knit or basically do any crafting, and that's fine. Sometimes you just need a break. I did have a bunch of things happen for me personally, which led to me just not really vibing with a lot of the projects on my list that I had picked out for 2023. I also spent a lot of time, once I did pick up crafting again, just finishing old projects, because I have a lot of projects. I did have a very lot of projects that were just unfinished and floating around in my stash and my shelves and boxes and wherever. And I also found more joy in making like my own things, especially in the end of the year, than I did in following patterns, and also like just making for the sake of making tutorials on YouTube, freely making without having to write everything down. That has been very, very fun for me this past year, or the past few months of 2023. But I will probably talk more in depth about all of that later on in the video. I also want to go through some goals I have for 2024 in this video and why they will look different than a Make 9 video this year. I will timestamp everything for you if you want to skip around. That is totally fine. But first of all, let's speed run through what my 2023 list actually looked like and refresh your memories a little bit and see if anything sticks for the new year maybe. So on my list, in no specific order, we have Moon Moth, Dark Academia, Great Love, Eggshell, Plaid Pocket Socks, Eve Shrug, Nightbook, and the Golden Oak tank top. So this is a wonderful list. My not vibing with feelings have nothing to do with any of the projects, how pretty they are, how good the pattern is, anything like that. It's got everything to do with me figuring out me. I will keep them in my queue on Ravelry, and if not in the queue, they will still be in my favourites, and the ones that are in my library will of course stay in my library as well, for when and if I feel like it again. So I'm going to just go through and talk about all of them a little bit as well. So, Moon Moth. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous pattern, and I will still like to make this at some point. Right now it's just not really the vibe for me, so it is a yeet off the list for now. Dark Academia is also so incredibly beautiful and intricate, and just, it's such a gorgeous pattern. I love it a lot. But I don't know if I will love it on me. And it's a constant struggle for me as well with like choosing colours, and I've just not been able to decide. So for now it is also a yeet. Now, Great Love. Great Love stays on the list for one reason, and one reason only. I'm already a good chunk of the way through knitting it. I tried what I have on, and it sits so well over my shoulders, and I can't bear ripping that out. I like it a lot. I like it. So yeah, I haven't touched this project since like last spring, so watch me finish it in another finishing UFO video. To be fair though, I do still need a plain black cardigan, so I'm glad I'm keeping it, but it is a plain black cardigan, and knitting it right now, nothing to do with the pattern again, but knitting it does not make sparks fly, hence the hibernation. and yeah, but again, it stays on the list. It stays on the list. Eggshell. Oh my goodness, I love this one so much. It is so beautiful. I have loved this pattern since I first saw it when it was new, and yeah, I've been dying to cast it on for so many years, and I finally last year I did cast on. I bought the most beautiful contrast yarn and I started knitting it, but the quality of the main colour, I've talked about this in my podcast in the past, the quality of the main colour yarn was not matching the quality of the contrast colour, and not only does that feel like I spend a lot of money on the contrast, and it's beautiful, and it is like, it's a hand dyed wonderful indie yarn, and then I pair it up with like a half scratchy opal, or if it was even like Adlibris or whatever, it's a cheap yarn. Nothing wrong with cheap yarns, I just don't like combining the two, especially since sensorially that was not very nice to work with. It's like, oh, soft and buttery, scratchy. It's like, it makes it all worse, you know, when you have the contrast. So it's truly a contrast colour. But anyway, I didn't like that in combination, so I frogged it. So it's off the list until I decide on another main colour yarn. Maybe I will decide on another contrast colour as well, and just do a whole other colour combination for it than I had originally planned. We'll see. In that case, I'll use the wonderful, beautiful contrast yarn for something else. But yeah, that is the eggshell. It is off the list for now. The Myra shawl. We just got past Christmas, and I did make a holly leaf red, green, and white colour project this year as well. But this one stays. I love it. I love it so much. I love Christmas stuff. And I want to make it now. The only reason this one didn't happen is I wasn't able to get, like, I have specific kinds of yarns in mind, and I wasn't able to get my hands on that throughout the year, so it just didn't happen because I didn't want to get boring yarn for it. I didn't want to get something that's good enough. You know that it's okay, it's good enough feeling. I didn't want that, so I have a very specific vision, and this means that it will probably take a long time before it happens. But it will stay on the list at least. It will stay on my mental list of maybe this year. So the plaid pocket socks. I love socks. I really do. I love knitting socks. I love wearing socks. I love socks. And I do love plaid. But I don't think I did finish a single sock, not counting slipper socks, in 2023. So it is, unfortunately, a no from me. There is a hello, love. I'm filming. Hi. The boy. Yes, it is you. Do you want to sit on my lap? So, if you hear like breathing or purring, it's Cheddy boy. But yeah, the next project that was on the list is the Eve Shrug, and I have been close to casting this on several times, and I do have the perfect yarn for it. It's a beautiful dark red, like burgundy colour, and it would have been so, oh god, I got the chills. It would have been so beautiful. But I can see myself really, really struggling with this when it comes to like sensory issues, because I do think it is really, really, really cute, and I enjoy the layering options it would give. But I think I would really, really not enjoy wearing this sort of cut. And yeah, and also with the yarn I had in mind, it was also pretty scratchy. So yeah, I think for the sake of like not knitting stuff I won't use because I don't like how they feel, it is a definite eat off the list. Sorry. Nightbook. It still looks like so much fun, and it will probably happen at some point, maybe even in 2024, we'll see. But I'm not going to keep it on my list for now. It could come back if I feel like it later, but yeah, it is a big project, so yeah. I mean, it's a jumper. It's not bigger than a jumper, but it's a very lot of colour work, which I love, but still, anyway. Next is the Golden Oak tank top. It is another super cute project that I can still see myself vibing with. So it's a maybe, I don't know. So that is a lot of no's from me. So that means I have condensed my list from 9 to 2 and a maybe 2.5 projects. So why? What happened? What happened with the list? One thing, and this is the minor reason, is I had an entire like vibe change halfway through the year. I still love all the witchy vibes and all of that stuff very, very much. But let me be very personal and honest and transparent for a second. If you've been here a while, you know I've mentioned struggling with a dissociative disorder, and I'm in therapy for that, and obviously my traumas, my CPTSD, that comes with that. The lighting, oh my goodness. Sometimes with my kind of struggles, when big internal changes happen, this is like really hard to bite-size, light-heartedly explain. But basically, I have gone through some changes this year, and it's been needed and it's healing, but that has also meant that like even if I'm still all about the witchy stuff and like I listen to the same black metal music and I like the darkly inclined themes and such very, very much, it's not always like what I outwardly vibe with, and I have needed a lot of pastels this past year. I've just needed it. My soul has needed it. I've needed cute stuff and pastels, and it's like that makes me feel like me and not like somebody else or cosplaying somebody else. And all of this has also been made even more like apparent and needed with my even more recent self-discovery of my very, very probable neurodivergence. So that is the vibe change. Sorry for getting a bit deep for a second. The vibes are still there, but through a pastel lens, so to speak, if that makes sense. So yeah, the neurospiciness is also like a bigger reason for the Make 9 list not working out in another way. So like committing to a list of like 9 projects at the start of the year became like a big hurdle and a limiter for my creativity, like really badly. I struggle massively with demands and perceived demand, and that kind of shuts me down completely. Looking back, I know this to be true throughout my whole life, but it's not like until now that I have connected the dots. Better late than never. So I got to the point of feeling like if I don't work on these 9 projects and these 9 projects only that I've picked out for myself, I'm doing something wrong, and I will be a big failure. And what's the worst that can happen, you may ask? I don't really have an answer for that, other than it makes me feel like a terrible human being, and maybe somebody will be disappointed in me, which is something that I very much have a hard time facing. I never want to make people like disappointed, ever. So I felt like guilty signing up for test knits and working on my own designs, and that kind of made me lose interest in working on my own designs. And after a while I just kind of lost the spark with crafting altogether, which sucks because this is like my entire life, this is my entire personality. So I'm no longer signing up for challenges like this. I'm not knocking the Make 9. I know people love it and it works for a lot of people and it's super fun if it works for you, but for me, nah, I'm not going there. I'm not going there this year. Instead, I'm doing this. I am making some goals. And so, without further ado, here are my 6 crafting goals for 2024. My first goal is I want to try new crafts this year. All of the crafts. I want to have all of the fun. I want to let myself dive into as many crafty rabbit holes as I want and try crafts I've been wanting to try for so long and just have fun with it. And yeah, that is something I am super excited about. I love this goal. I love this goal a lot. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. My second goal is creating more freely. Like I mentioned, I discovered both through my finishing projects vlogs and through making my patchwork cardigan and other things I've been making in 2023, that just making things without necessarily following or writing down a pattern is very, very freeing and fun. So I want to try and do more of that. And that can definitely overlap with my first goal as well. I have a growing list of jumpers that I want to recreate, and I have a big silly project that I am really excited to start. I'm working out the details on it, but I'm really excited to start it. And yeah, I'm just really excited to make things. Super excited. And like I said, I don't need to write patterns down, but you've seen before, and there are more videos come out with me making stuff more freely that are actually guides on how to also make it, because that is something I enjoy as well. My third goal is finishing more projects. You thought I was done with old unfinished objects after my 2 vlogs finishing old unfinished projects? Oh no, honey, there's more where that came from. I want to try and either frog or finish what I have left still laying around in various places in the flat and storage, and see if we can just finish everything that I have in progress already. So my goal number 4 is I want to just make stuff I love. I've made a lot of things over the years that both in materials and cuts that don't really work well with my body, or sensory issues that I wasn't really aware that I had, but explains why I don't like wearing certain stuff. But for body, I don't just mean looks wise, I also mean things like necklines that feel restrictive, or hats that won't cover enough ear, or following sleeve length for a pattern where I would rather make it longer or shorter, but also body type wise. Obviously, I don't enjoy all cuts on me, and I want to make things that I feel happy in wearing. If I don't like it on me, I won't wear it, and I want to make things that make me happy when I wear them. So I only want to make stuff I love. Number 5 is don't fall for trends. This goes into the last point a little. Just because something is popular doesn't mean I have to make it. But of course, if it is a trend that I do like, I can of course still follow it. But I feel like sometimes in the past, and still I am still tempted to do it sometimes, I've definitely made stuff that, or put it high on my to be knit or crocheted or to be made list because it's trending, and not necessarily because I truly want it. So I want to be more mindful with these things, and again, reiterating from my point 4, making stuff I truly love. So my last goal, number 6. Maybe this goes without saying, but have all the fun is my 6th goal for 2024. All the fun, all of the fun, and explore my crafts further and have just fun with it. All of my goals this year have been sort of working toward this point, and I want to have fun with making. I want to have fun with like filming and editing, which is something I really enjoy. I've been really enjoying the vlogs, the crafting vlogs, and I want to make silly things just because they make me happy. And yeah, I think this sums it up pretty well. I just want to have fun with crafting and with my channel as well this year, and I'm looking forward to it. So let's just craft and have fun with it this year. I don't even think I have a top must knit pattern this year. I will be knitting from patterns, I can guarantee that, and you will hear about it on the channel as well, because this is sort of what I do. but there is nothing I'm deciding I will knit or crochet this year, other than maybe finishing the cardigan that I mentioned earlier, because it is already half done. But anyway, and since these are goals, I'm still giving myself the freedom to like go outside of all of this and follow other people's patterns and writing and work on my own patterns and just do whatever. There is no challenge to stress about failing. There is no rules. The rule is have fun. If I fail at enjoying my craft, I have done something wrong. I feel like I might have to reevaluate my life a little. So, but yeah, those are my crafting goals for 2024, and why Make 9 does not work for me. I want to hear about your goals. Or are you doing Make 9? Do you like doing the Make 9? What's on your list in that case? I'm very excited to hear. Tell me in a comment down below what your goals or your list looks like for this year. I am very excited to hear about it. And with that, I will let you go and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, comment and subscribe if you haven't already and you would like to keep up with what I post. And I will see you again very soon in the future in a video, my next video. How far did I get on my crochet that I was going to do this video? I didn't even finish my initial 16 stitches. So that's that. That's on me crocheting while talking. Doesn't really work, but I hope you got more done than whatever you were working on. But yeah, stay safe, have fun, make stuff, and I will see you again very soon. Bye!